So, I played Resident Evil 7, and I've got some thoughts. First of all, I just want to get this out of the way. It's a good game. I liked it quite a bit. I don't really have many issues with it. But then again, this is also the first Resident Evil game that I've beaten all the way to completion. I've tried playing some other ones. I've tried playing the original 4. I've tried playing Resident Evil 1 Remake, the one that's on the Switch and the PS4. I don't know. There's different versions of those games. I never ended up finishing them. More so the first one. I was able to get a bit into the fourth one, but then I just ended up stopped playing for some reason. But this is the first one that I've played all the way through, and I thoroughly enjoyed my time, despite the fact that it was a first-person shooter. Or shooter is putting it like there's not a whole lot of shooting. It's not exactly an action game. It is at the end of the day still a survival horror. It is a scary game. Now, this being a survival horror game and all, it did a really, really good job, in my opinion, of giving me that sense of dread and helplessness. There were so many times where I thought, like, oh, I'm aiming properly, I'm going to get this guy in the head or whatever, and then they just, all of a sudden swivel their head, and it's like, oh, I feel a lot more powerless than I did before. I've played other first-person shooters where shooting a guy in the head wasn't exactly a difficult task. It might be, obviously, it's harder than getting a body shot, but a lot of times in this game I did opt for body shots because I'm like, I don't want to waste my bullet going for the head and feel like, there's a 50% chance I'm going to miss. And that's by design, but also partially because I'm not the best at, first-person shooters. Another thing the game does to make you feel really helpless in the survival horror setting, and it's something that I have a slight issue with, is the movement speed. So the movement speed in this game, understandably, because, it's just this regular guy traversing all these scary things that he's, never seen before and never had to encounter. Obviously, nobody has, really. He's walking very slowly through the environment. He's taking it slow. He's being careful. But then when it comes to parts where, you run, he doesn't really speed up much, and I don't like that a whole lot. And it made backtracking pretty annoying. It's because, there's not a ton of backtracking, but by design, these games, you gotta do lots of exploration, but in areas where, you're like, oh, I get a lockpick, and now I gotta go across the house so that I could use that lockpick. It made traversing a little bit slow, but, that's pretty much my biggest complaint. Also, the boss encounters, this is not a complaint, I thought the boss encounters were great in this game. The amount of times where, pretty much every boss I fought in the game, I beat them where I was on the verge of death, and I usually died a couple times before beating them. I beat them on the verge of death, and then, I had almost no ammo or bullets left. It felt like a really big struggle, and I thought that was super cool how that was handled. Also, all things considered, Ethan Winters was stupid chill throughout the whole thing. Mia would get snatched up right in front of him, and he'd be like, damn it, well, I guess we gotta go find her. Good game, though. I'm out of time. 8 out of 10. I liked it a lot. I'm playing Village next.